Hey everybody, it's Official here, and we're back with another Paladins gameplay. I'm going to try something out a little different today. I got some feedback on our last video, quite a lot of feedback, so here's what I've changed. I cut out all those deaths so we can get right back into the action. I really hope that you guys like that, and I'm going to try talking about Paladins rather than telling you what you're seeing on the screen. We have the OB41 patch notes. Firstly, we have weekly quests, which are new. Weekly quests are now available to complete each week. And these are just really simple things like playing anywhere from 2 to 5 games. Not winning them, just playing them. And the quests are as follows. We have Adventure Awaits, which is play 5 games. We have Blindsider, which is play 2 games as a flank. We have Champion, which is win 3 games. We have Cry Havoc, which is play 2 games as a damage champion. We have Hold the Front, which is play 2 games as a frontline champion. We have Never Say Die, which just involves playing 2 games as a support champion. And then we have Together Indomitable, which is play 2 games in a party. Now, the one thing that I've seen that people really don't like about this is that weekly quests reward gold, which for a new player, that's fantastic. As far as a more seasoned player, gold doesn't really help that much. I mean, I know quite a few people who have well over 100,000 gold. They have all the cards for every champion, all the skins they can buy, and they just don't really have anything to spend gold on. So for players like that, weekly quests, there's really no point to them. However, for newer players, that's great, because you're going to play 5 games anyways. Now, one way that I see that this system can be improved, rewarding crystals rather than gold. Crystals aren't super helpful either, because most things that can be purchased with crystals can also be purchased with gold. But there are a few things that I really like, such as a name change for your account. That's the thing that I like the most about being able to get crystals in game. And not because, I'm a jerk player or anything like that. It's just because my account name is different than my YouTube name, and I'd like those 2 things to be synonymous. I guess that really depends person to person. The next way that they could revamp the weekly quests is to use Radiant chests. Now, whether that be a direct 1-to-1, you complete 1 quest, you get 1 Radiant chest, or you complete all 3 of your weekly quests, you get a chest or 2. However they do that, I think that could really help, because there are a few things in the chest that you can't buy with gold. When I first started playing Paladins, I was really excited to get cards and gold in my chest. However, now I'm like, cool, I got a new emote, I got a new this, the things that you can't buy. So the second thing about OB41 that I really want to talk about is the revamp to payload mode. Payload is the mode where one team starts with a cart on their side of the map and must push it to the enemy team's side of the map, and then vice versa. In payload mode, you now start with 1,000 credits from 400 credits. And this helps in a few different ways. If your damage teammate does decide to go aggression, which there's a few applications for, but not too many, they can get further into it, which will help them a little more. But the best thing is that you can be a little bit further in your character development at the beginning of the match. So you can have those items that will help you out a little more, and it gives a little bit more diversity. This helps people in teams quite a bit, because they can coordinate the items that they are choosing rather than individually, but as a whole. The next point that I want to talk about payload mode is they increased your credit spooling in payload from 1 to 2 credits every 1 second. Now that just means every second you get 2 credits. You used to only get 1, and that's doubled, and that's fantastic. This also helps with character development, and I believe it's definitely a good thing. I haven't found too many people who are upset about the payload mode changes. Most people are fairly happy with it, though I feel payload isn't quite played enough, but you know, that's a personal thing. Our next point about OB41 is that deployables and pets now show an outline like players, and I really like this one. I really like it a lot. Why is that? Simple, because now in the midst of things, if you're fighting a barrack or a ying, those deployables and pets, you know, like barracks turrets, which can heal him quite a bit, you can see those and get them down quickly. Or Ying's illusions, you know, they heal and they can do decent damage, so getting those down quickly is always a good thing. And especially when you have a barrack and a ying on the opposing team and you're trying to get them down, it's just frustrating sometimes. So I really like that they now have the outline. The next point that we're going to talk about is the new siege map, Stonekeep, and I really like Stonekeep. Stonekeep is a very high ceilinged, very narrow spaced map. I usually play frontline, and as frontline, it's a little aggravating at times, honestly, because for flanks, there are so many different flank routes, and I actually really like that, because I like having the challenge of having to watch behind me the whole time. There are a few people who don't really like it, but for the most part, I haven't heard much complaints about Stonekeep. It's really good for flank and for damage, and for people like Pip who have really high mobility. If you're playing Fernando or Makoa or, you know, something like that, it's not quite as fun and fresh, but it's still very fun. The next thing I want to talk about in OB41 is the new queue mode, which is the test queue. This becomes available at player level 15. This opens you up to 3 new maps. They are quote-unquote beta maps. I guess everything is beta right now, but they are just testing them out, hence test queue. We have Atrium, District, and Undercity, and they're all siege maps. I'd like to see a few more payload maps. I have only played District to this point, so I can't speak about the other 2, but we'll talk about that in a later video. The next point that I really want to talk about, now the final point in the OB41 patch notes that I want to talk about is the revamp to cauterize. Now, they reduced the duration from 2 seconds to 1.5 seconds, and I feel it doesn't really change all that much. I think the thing that really changes here is my next point, and that's different ranks don't stack with each other anymore. I noticed quite a few people were running rank 2 and rank 1 of Cauterize, and apparently that was because it's stacked. And from what I've read and what I've watched and what I've been told, that really affected competitive mode, because you would have your frontline generally get Cauterize rank 1, and then you would have your damage get rank 2, and then your flank would get rank 3, and then you would nullify all healing. One last point on Cauterize is that the strongest reduction is the only thing that'll be applied. So if I have rank 2 and someone else has rank 3, my rank 2 will work unless they are attacking that person, and then only rank 3 will be applied. Alright folks, I really hope you enjoyed this video. It was a blast to make, and I hope you all enjoy watching it. Feel free to leave me any feedback down in the comments, and as always, if I deserve it, give me a thumbs up on the video. And if you really like the video, consider subscribing. It's free, it's simple, and it lets me know that y'all are enjoying these videos. Take care of yourselves and each other. and have a phenomenal day.